I chose to wear Crocs tonight.
Why?
Now turn up.
I guess it's intro time.
Let's roll.
What's up, dreamers?
Hello. Welcome into the... I really want to... What is this? It's not a round table.
This is a square, right? This
Long
is, a
This is
rectangle
definitely not
long.
a square.
Long table. It's a Viking long table.
Yeah, it's
To
a
the
long
Viking
table.
long table,
Yeah, we're trying something different.
which we'll probably keep it
Yeah,
on the real.
I like it. Because all you gotta do is this. Instead of...
Break that neck.
Can't even
Break
turn-
that neck.
Dude, my neck just popped too. I wonder if the mic got that.
ASMR.
Put the mic on your neck.
Neck breaking.
Try to turn it to a damn owl or something. Just
We try to get 1,000 views on Quentin breaking his neck.
That's a lot of
pop my
damage.
neck and it
Hell yeah.
on live TV or live whatever we're on Instagram.
Well, let me tell you something. That's probably worth 500 views.
Yeah, worth yeah.
Quentin breaks neck.
Mm-hmm.
3 people like.
6,000 views. 3
Yeah.
people liked it.
I've never understood that social media thing where people would down like a video. Like it'd be like a side video, you know, and if you thumbs up a side video, then it kind of like would defeat the purpose, right? So you should thumbs down the side video.
I get
You know
what
what I'm talking about?
I get what you mean.
Yeah, I get it.
All right, topics of the day. We're gonna introduce Aaron. That's Aaron. He is Aaron Keys of Keys Kitchen, which we haven't done yet, so just hold tight. I am this guy, and that's Succulent Cube.
Oh, Quentin. What's up?
I've been calling him that occasionally since he said that. Yeah. It's funny.
Whatever.
So, topics of the day. It's like the agenda. This is what we're going to talk about in class. Here's your syllabus.
No, we're
Please
talking
don't
about
hurt me.
conspiracies. Or what is it?
Can you find the alien thing that I texted you guys? The reasons why we haven't had like a provable, viable, like publicized alien contact. Like,
Well, while he's doing that, tell us about yourself, AA Ron.
Yeah.
Double A.
Can I talk about how I was sort of kind of on here, but
No.
You can talk about it as long as he doesn't bring anything up.
yeah, okay.
That we talked
Why
about.
don't we just
We
erase
still
it
have
from
that episode, so if we get enough
No.
people wanting to see it,
All right.
then I'll release
Yes.
that
Well,
son of a bitch.
I allegedly may or may not have been on this
We will all be
Dreamers
divorced.
podcast before.
Right? So let's not do that.
This is me take 2, but for the first time,
That's right.
take 1 on this.
It's
wasn't
deja
his-
vu. It's
Yeah.
deja vu.
Yeah.
It wasn't his fault. It was.
No, it was.
It was this thing called alcohol that we all had.
Yeah. There's a lot of alcohol involved.
A lot of alcohol.
And so this
Copious amounts. We'll use our big boy words. All right. Anyway, the
Yeah.
stage is yours. The lights are on you.
Yeah.
The mics and the ASMR is ready for you.
The mic is hot and ready for you ASMR people.
It's catching me. Why are you talking like a
Because that's how they talk in the ASMR videos.
on phone?
It's like
Do
a
we need the Krispy Kreme hot and ready sign for you?
oh, you can do it, Cooper.
Yeah, so this is my first official time on this show. It's not really my first time, but we're gonna call it the first time because the first real time was a hack job and there was different beverages involved and it was a little bit off the hip. So this is I'm excited to be back and also doing it straight up clean. Polished.
Yeah, I've learned nothing about you yet. So
Polished. Yeah, I work with Quentin. I met him through Quentin. 2 of the best people I've met since moving to South Carolina 6 months ago. Roughly 6 months ago.
Something
July 3rd. So it's been 6.5 months.
oh my gosh, it's like a relationship.
I
You
know.
make it 6 months.
I know.
Oh man.
Yeah, so we're gonna do a little segment that I'm excited about at some point that Jason will introduce a little more Keys Kitchen where I get to cook and it'll be a little cooking, I guess for lack of a better word, challenges. Not too challenging, but just curveballs or elements of something
Yes.
novel and fun and different. It's not a cooking show to just teach people how to cook. There's a million YouTube videos about that, and we'll talk about it later. But it's gonna be like a fun, short segment thing that we throw in here and there in future podcasts, which I'm excited about. And yeah, I got a lot of good stuff going on now. I got a cat. So that's the most exciting thing in my life right now.
Its name is awesome.
Is Taco. I got a cat from a shelter, Humane Society shelter. Its name was already Taco, and I love food names, so I'm keeping it. Because I already got a bearded dragon that's named Chowder.
Taco and Chowder.
He's
What my wife said was pretty funny.
Taco Cat.
Yeah.
He's a Taco Cat, and if you spell Taco Cat backwards, it's still Taco Cat.
Yeah.
So he's a Taco Cat.
What's that term for that?
It's like starts with an A or something. I don't know, dude.
Oh, you're talking about a word that can
We're
be set
surrounded by
for-
technology. Yes.
Yeah.
Anagram.
Oh, palindrome. I guess first guess too. Wow, I'm like,
I am
really
dude, I'm like
weird,
low
yeah.
key smart. Like I didn't know off the top, but I kind of thought it was this, and I googled it, and it is. It's a palindrome. A word spelled backwards is the same. It's like the name Hannah that starts and ends with H. Hannah backwards.
Race car.
Yes. So
Debbie, I think the name Debbie. Also, let's just click that happy palindrome week.
what?
I don't know. I thought they had
Huh?
days, not full. And there's your Taco Cat.
Oh,
Oh,
Taco Cat.
Taco Cat.
Check out these funny English puns.
Oh, yeah,
The
there
rat I
is.
saw, and not. Go dog. Taco Cat. Yeah, so I have a cat named Taco. He's part Maine Coon, or at least that's what the Humane Society thought, because they kind of sort of guess. They don't get too much paperwork on these cats. They get dropped off or abandoned or whatever, rescued, whatever word you want to use. I don't like the word rescued. I use the word adopted. Because I'm of that philosophy. Like,
No.
unless you go into a burning building and like pull the dog or cat out of it and like risk your life, you didn't rescue it. You just adopted it. But that's fine because the cat's kind of rescuing me. I needed a companion. So
I think everyone needs a pet.
yeah.
I am not a cat enthusiast. Although Quentin does have cats,
I have a lot of cats.
and they're very lovely, and you're starting to warm me up to cats.
Okay, cool.
So, will I ever own a cat? No, because I'm an avid dog lover.
You're not allergic to cats, are you?
I am not.
Yeah.
But
Dogs are great too. I love all animals, man. I'm gonna have like 15 pets when I eventually get a house.
you can have a farm.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably need one because I'm gonna have at least probably 2 dogs.
Well, we can be like Michael Jackson, and we can have a giraffe in our backyard.
Giraffe. Yeah, I would like some exotic stuff that's definitely illegal. I wish it was like.
It's only illegal if you get caught, right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Wait, what happened to Pilodrome? Oh, so okay, so
But
I
yeah,
guess we're gonna talk about Pilodromes for a minute. Palindrome.
palindrome.
All right,
So I have a taco cat, which
Did-
backwards is Taco Cat, and his name is Taco. He's a big black Maine Coon. He's really funny.
Mr. Owl ate my metal worm. Okay. Step on no pets. Never odd or even. Oozy rat in a sanitary zoo.
That sounds disgusting.
Was it
Yeah,
a
it is.
car or a cat I saw? Probably get glasses if you're asking that question. No lemon, no melon. Let me tell you what about that saying.
It should be like a policy that you don't explain to anybody, but you post up somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, hey, no lemon, no melon. Like,
And,
like you open your own restaurant and you post that, like, no shirt, no shoes, no lemon, no melon.
all right, so that's our saying right there. Dream extreme. No lemon, no melon.
Write it down.
Oh no, we're gonna remember this. Go hang a salami. I'm a lasagna hog.
I like salami.
Alright, so like this thing you sent me, it's like talking about
You find
basically, yeah. Basically, we're unique. The rare Earth hypothesis argues that planets with complex life like Earth are extremely rare, and that
So we're
intelligent.
just jumping to the.
yeah,
Yeah,
we're
let's
just
jump
jumping.
right in.
We're just jumping to the main.
These are the
show.
different schools of thought. There's several categories of theories or what have you on why we haven't had, like, obviously we've had little tidbits and people have anecdotes or snippets or video clips or stories of supposed extraterrestrial life. You know, those old crappy phone camera videos or stuff but like there hasn't been a universally acknowledged in the sense that the government, like, everybody's on the same board and like, yes, we just had an alien contact. Publicized, acknowledged, not.
So we're diving deep into a conspiracy hole. Like,
I don't
we're
think
not
it's a
even-
conspiracy. It's just like this is the different theories or schools of thought on why we haven't had a widely universally acknowledged, proven, indisputable alien contact as of
So you-
modern society or Western society or just the last, I don't know, 100, 200 years ever. Since, we had media and everything else. Because there was stuff way before we had cameras and media and whatever that's in like scripts and scrolls and books and whatever. But like the modern day era where everything is before us and accessible, why we haven't had an alien contact, I guess. And there's several different, if you can pull it up, there's several different,
So there's several different theories about why we haven't in
they're all pretty
the modern
interesting.
age.
Yeah.
I think, before we even dive into it, this is what I think. A, aliens do exist, right?
Mhm.
I think so.
And more than likely, they're not like the extraterrestrial slimy gray things with, you know, huge eyes. But I think that they're just... So, I'm just still... Neil deGrasse Tyson said that we are one... Like, the difference DNA-wise from chimpanzee is 1% of the smartest chimpanzee that we study in labs, right? And our infants are 1% smarter, and then obviously we grow up.
Yeah.
So I think that the aliens that we would speak of, right, are probably 1% smarter than our smartest guy on Earth. You know,
Yeah.
that's
More similar than different, I mean.
right. It's just like
Because
the
life in general can only go to, like, it has a ceiling of how far it can go.
right, and I don't think we need to find another planet to prove this. Although it would be cool, and the chances are it happening, which we'll talk about, are probably really high.
Yeah.
But I think on Earth, there obviously people are getting smarter, and we've shown that with the 17-year-old that just found another planet.
Yeah.
Oh, is that
Oh,
the
that was
NASA
awesome,
intern?
Yeah,
Some NASA
Yeah,
intern his
he
third
was-
day found a new planet?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
looks like he's 12 years old.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, I'm like, God, I wish that
So-
was me. That dude's gonna be so
Well, that's the
loaded.
thing. It's the emphasis, like the operational term in that I think a lot of people are overlooking is found. Not like just because we only have what 7 or 8 or whatever minus Pluto.
Yeah.
Like people kind of think, well, that's all the planets. I think no, that's the ones we documented.
First
Yeah.
of all, did you know that Pluto's smaller than our moon? I didn't know that till the other day.
I think I've heard
That
of
is
that.
really small.
Yeah, and, but like you always hear it's like
But the moon's
a
actually
dwarf-
really big. You think it's really tiny, but you think
Yeah,
you could just walk around it in like a day. Nah, it's really big.
But I just like knowing that people like to like they're like, oh well, there's X many planets. It's like, well, we've found and documented that many. There's probably
The moon is
a zillion planets
Um,
because the galaxy is bigger than we can ever measure. So why? Who says there's only 7 or 8?
the
planets?
radius of the moon is 1,079 miles. So the diameter would be double of that. So it'd be
79
like-
miles.
Yeah, 1,079 miles.
Here, I'll tell you. The
So it would be-
So that's from like
2000
here to like Vermont.
1,079.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's basically me driving.
but this
home
isn't
from
talking about circumference. This
That's
is talking about
just the radius.
this.
So me driving
So
home
it's-
to
what if it-
Massachusetts
something-
is the radius of the moon.
Sometimes pi.
Which weirdly,
You-
that's not like that. That is big, but it's not that big.
Pi r squared.
That's what
It's
I'm about
not
to do.
bigger than
Yeah.
Earth because it's smashed into
That's
that.
one of the few math
Just remember.
formulas I remember from school. I'm about to put it in right now. 1,079 times. Do you square that first, or do you do pi times
R squared and then multiply.
pi times r
Yeah,
squared?
yeah. Remember, whatever that's called. I don't even know what the number above the number is called anymore.
Exponent.
Yeah. there you
Exponent.
go.
I had to take
Genius
math
over here.
7 times. Okay, and that was basic level college math. I don't do math.
Dude, have
Times
you ever?
3.14. Okay, so the diameter,
Jesus.
or excuse me, the circumference
Yeah,
of
that's
the
a
moon
lot.
approximately is. Would you say it's in miles?
Yeah, it's in miles.
Like regular
That's a lot bigger than I thought.
is yeah, it's 3.
It's 3 million.
3.5 million miles
Almost 4 million.
to go
Yeah,
around
yeah.
that sucker.
That's a lot of miles, dude. That's crazy. It's just that little
Why
bit
don't we
per
just Google how long
diameter.
it will take to get around the moon? We do have technology on our hands, right?
Yeah.
And I can only hear people right now, our viewers, well, they're dumb. They can just Google how long would it take to get around the moon. And then, you know what I'm
That's
saying?
not that, dude. People do like cross country like marathons in that
31
time.
days?
People do like cross country
Dude,
fundraisers
that
in
lasts-
90.
That
That's
lasts
3
half a
months.
day. That lasts half a day. Yeah, but just think, the moon, you're bouncing. You can't freaking walk. You're gonna be bouncing for 91
Wait,
days.
so here's
You're
the
gonna get
question.
motion sickness.
Here's the question. I really, non-rhetorically, I really want to know. Those people who do those like fundraisers where they bike or walk or marathon or some Ironman thing like coast to coast across the
Yeah.
U.S.
Yeah.
Those people, that takes them what, like 2 to 5 months, right? Typically. Everybody knows somebody, a family friend who's done it. Like I know like at least 2 people who've either biked it or something.
Right.
And it takes
Yeah.
them a couple months at least.
Yeah.
Unless they're like doing something that has an engine, but.
Yeah.
So 91 days, that's only 3 months, which doesn't sound like a ton, but what would be harder? 3 months walking, jogging, running, some combination of them on earth or asphalt or dirt or ground where you're beating up your shins, your heels, all that stuff, all that impact. Or the same amount of time, but doing it on the moon where the impact is like nil because there's like no gravity.
Yeah.
What's harder on your body? Still 90 days.
I feel like it would take
That's
longer.
true. You would be so much.
You're not beating
more-
up your shins, your heels, your calves, your joints.
You wouldn't weigh as much as you do.
I think your lactic acid would develop differently because
Dude,
you're
how
not
much
coming
was
down and
it?
crashing on the moon. You're just kind of skipping along the moon for
Right,
3 months.
but it's not a flat surface. There's craters
No,
and mountains and
right.
stuff. Well, not mountains, but there's craters. I know that.
Just like how there's potholes and roads in different parts where
Right.
you
So
can
you
jog.
have to go down into the crater, go
Craters
through
are
the
way
crater,
bigger.
and that would create distance on a straight line.
So instead of linear, you
Do you think you could do
more,
this very complicated math problem?
I
It's
think.
just like one of those Google.
Where are you
maps.
more likely to roll your ankle? Probably Earth. Maybe.
Well, I'm just thinking like on a basic level, space boot. The support on your ankle, you probably
I
not
would weigh
gonna have that.
26
Yeah, your
pounds.
footwear's different.
I would weigh 26 pounds on the moon.
See, that'd be hard to run in a linear.
How much
because
do you
you're-
weigh?
You're
Two something?
230.
You give him a quarter first, and he has to guess it.
I'm like
You
15
would weigh
stone.
38 pounds on the moon.
Yeah, I'm a beast on the moon. But I'm wondering, like what you're saying with the moon boot, different kind of footwear. It's a whole different game. Is it even apples to apples to compare running, jogging 90 days on the moon versus the Earth?
And the thing is I don't think you could even have enough. You have to have some weight to
You
keep you
could get
down.
a jetpack.
Right.
You just freaking. You could just go.
No, I really want to know though. Like,
We
who-
may weigh 31 pounds on the moon, or 38
You could
pounds.
be the Christopher Columbus.
But you
on the
would
moon.
weigh more because they have to keep you heavy, right? So you can still
in
be
a
on the
linear
surface.
fashion. Otherwise, you're just doing a lot of this. It's gonna take you.
And you might just float off. Who knows?
You could be the Christopher Columbus of the moon.
We already.
If somebody
what
asked
are you
me right
talking
now-
about? We've already been there.
No, but we haven't walked or we haven't.
A
voyaged
normal Joe
around it.
dude, a civilian non-astronaut, a civilian regular dude. He means.
He can't be Christopher Columbus because he would have to wipe out half the population.
Yeah, and lie about a lot of it,
Yeah.
which I'm not really trying to do.
You
But
know what?
that being
You
said,
see that's not the Earth. That's the moon. And if
Yeah.
it goes dark, then you're gonna go into
Or-
a famine. So give me all your crops.
if you were the Christopher Columbus of the moon, you'd end up on some shitty asteroid that's like sort of kind of near the moon, and you'd be like, "You're the moon, right?" And the aliens there would be like, "No, the moon's like 85 million miles that way, dude. You're way off."
No, no.
You'd be like,
you're-
"No. You guys are the moon. I'm your boss now, and I found this place." And be like, "Dude, you're the fifth guy here. Like, we're just asteroid number 1, 2, 3. The moon's over there." And then you kill half the aliens, and then you write a book about it. Yeah. But if somebody asks you right now, "Hey, gear up. We'll give you all the equipment, all expenses paid right now. We're gonna shoot you up into the moon. Go bounce around,
That even recorded.
do your thing." Would you do it right now? I'd be like,
Yeah,
I'd call
that'd
work
be awesome.
right now and be like, "I'll see you in 1 to 3 months." I would go to the moon 100%. I think space stuff is kind of cool. I don't know anything about it. I'm not a sci-fi guy, but I still think there's something about like novel terrain, like the adventure of something completely unfamiliar is like as cool as it is scary. And the moon, I mean, it could be made of cheese. Wallace and Gromit already,
Well, you know what they say about the moon, right? No lemon, no moon.
yeah. So Wallace and Gromit did it on, like, he built that thing in his basement and they brought cheese and crackers and they were fine. So,
Oh, you pulling out Wallace and
yeah.
Gromit?
Oh yeah, Wallace and Gromit. So I feel like if they did it, I could figure it
I
out.
haven't seen that in ages.
Yeah, it might be cheese. But here's the other follow-up question is, if we get to the moon, one of us in the next, before we die, let's say they start shooting civilians up, you win a lottery or a raffle or something, we'll shoot like 10 of you up in the next. If you get to the moon and we do find out it's cheese, bets on for what kind of cheese the moon is.
That's the crappiest rifle I've ever heard of.
What kind of cheese is the moon?
We're just gonna skip over the fact that we're shooting just. You know what?
Shoot me up right now tomorrow. I'll call into work. I won't go. Shoot
You
me
know
right
what?
up there. Let me pack a backpack and a few snacks and then my cat and bomb me up there. Give me enough air. Give me what I need. Give me some sick moon boots.
Some sick moon boots, some Jordans. Or what are those things you pump up with the button on the
Yeezys?
side?
Yeah, I had
Oh,
those.
no.
I had those. They were Reeboks, I think.
They might actually work on the moon.
I think they were.
Because it would have air in it. Wait,
They're called pumps.
what would they pump in if you're on the
They
moon?
were Reeboks, and you could
There's
Nothing.
nothing. Dust.
No.
All right, so I'm gonna wear Reebok pumps. I'm gonna pump them up really big, and then I'm gonna see if I can jump like crater to crater, and how long it takes me. But I am hoping that if I get up there and it is cheese, it's Gouda. Because I'm not a huge cheese fan, but
Pepper
Gouda,
jack.
Gouda
Pepper jack.
Pepper jack's good.
I'm
Gouda,
thinking
I
more
feel
Swiss.
like. You think it'd be Swiss? Because it's all holes? And
Yeah.
I think pepper jack would be good.
See, Swiss I
That's
get
just
really tired. I'd have to bring more snacks though, because then I couldn't eat as much of the moon. I couldn't be nibbling at the moon.
We had to send the Pope first so we could bless it.
I just don't like Swiss that much, so I'd have to bring more
The Pope
snacks.
doesn't bless my McDonald's when I go to McDonald's.
If they use kosher salt, some Pope did. No, not some Pope. Some
Pope did.
some
Some
rabbi.
Pope.
Sorry.
Some alien Pope on Mars.
You know what?
Could you imagine an alien with a Pope hat on? And a gown.
You know what, Google? Is the moon made of cheese? Of green cheese. What is this?
It's
Dr.
not made of
Seuss?
cheese. How would a cow?
Why would it be made of a cow?
No, a cow's gonna make cheese.
Who's here to tell me right now that the moon's not made of cheese?
Well, I guess it could be goat cheese.
The people that have been to the moon.
I don't know. We got
Name them.
Name the
Name them.
Neil Armstrong, Lance Armstrong,
What's up, guys?
not Lance Armstrong. He's missing a testicle. No way he's an
You know how he
astronaut.
lost it? Because he went to the moon and he got a fight with an alien.
That's right.
The
That's
alien
right.
shot his ball.
That's where his testicle is.
Because the aliens have better guns. They have like plasma guns and stuff. They're way ahead of us. So our guns don't really work up there. If you shoot the bullets, it's gonna go. But they have plasma guns because they've been living there for longer. So that's what happened to Lance Armstrong. He went up there when he was off season. When he's not biking, he's into space stuff. He's a space nerd. He went up there, got into a disagreement with an alien because the alien was like, "You're not that good a bike rider. There's better bike riders than you." Alien popped him with his plasma pistol, hit him in one nut.
That's it.
Came back to Earth and he was like, all I'm doing is biking from now on. I'm definitely not going to the moon or anything else. And it's been downhill since because,
That's right.
yeah.
Well, anyways, it talks about like,
He just anyway.
yeah, I'm trying to get us back. Come on back.
Bring
They,
it back now, you know?
So what are the
Well,
let's
bring it
touch
on
on what are the theories for
Two
why?
opposites top.
There's like 6 or 7 or 8 of them.
So there's the thing about the how do you say this? How do you say this word?
The guy in bottleneck.
Okay. The Gaian bottleneck. I didn't want to mess it up. I don't know anything about that. So, do you know anything about that?
I don't think I know anything about any
I
news.
honestly feel like there's a
Basically, it says the
description
Gaian
below.
bottleneck
There we go.
hypothesis by astrobiologist Dr. Adieta Chopra suggests that alien beings are all dead. They simply just didn't make it. Life forms on habitable planets failed to emerge quickly enough to stabilize the planet and pave the way for more life. So that kind of makes
So
sense.
we're using the term alien in some of these series as
Well, aliens-
not smarter than us.
It's-
Because whenever
yeah,
I think
yeah.
of alien, I immediately think more intelligent species.
I'm kind of both. I think just another advanced life form that can do complex functions like humans.
Yeah.
More than just eat, breathe, breed, just whatever. Like
Yeah.
interact, create other complex beings.
Yeah.
Not necessarily human, not the same kind of flesh or cells or makeup, but advanced. Not like, starfish. Like something that can actually function, advanced functions.
Don't hate on the starfish.
I'm just saying, like,
You know, like
Starfish loves you.
that's what I mean by alien. What page are you on? Because I want to bring it up on mine.
I'm on the first page.
What did you search to bring up?
Oh, what's your here? I'll just Facebook message it to you.
Okay. It's a like long way around getting it up
Yeah.
on the page.
But like, have you ever like, I don't know. This is we're going off topic. No, is it? No, it's not. Okay, animals. Have you ever like looked at your animal and think that they know what you're saying and they want to say back, but they just can't?
Yes. Yes. Yep.
Like, have you ever thought about that?
Yes.
Like, I wonder how smart they really are because we are never. I mean, we kind of can tell by the sign, like the waves and like the activity that's going around in their brain, but we can't actually know what they're thinking. Like, there's no such thing as mind reading. There's mind reading, but it's not real. I don't know. There might be some
I feel
people
like
out
they
there that are
hooked
mad
up
at me right now.
animals.
But
I feel like they hooked them up to like test like the response to like brainwaves. Like you know how they do it with us. You know, like we elicit a
like
brainwave
that, like if
whenever
something
like
goes up when you
emotion
say
or
something?
something. Yeah,
yeah,
they've done that with animals before, and so like your domesticated animals know by your voice and your pitches.
yeah,
If you're telling them, hey, you're a good boy or you're a bad boy, and they can tell about that. And they can also feel emotion. Like a lot of the animals' world is on their face, their
Yeah.
nose, their mouth, their whiskers.
You got another one?
I don't really like that particular explanation. Like they just didn't make it. Like
Yeah.
that sort of indirectly implies that
This is what I am.
we're tougher or more resilient or smarter. Then and it's like I like to be
Here's the-
open-minded and think like, well, if we made it, what we're like way better than every other advanced
Here's
life
my
form.
problem: is that doctor probably has a PhD in this, and they just wrote, they just didn't make it. Do you know what I mean? Like if you take out all of the hypothesis and astrobiologists, and I'm a doctor, it literally just says they didn't make it because
Yeah.
they couldn't have. You know,
I don't like that theory. I don't know.
that's just like
Yeah,
you
that's what I
just
am.
I think the theory's a little lazy.
yes, lazy.
The Great Silence and the Great Filter. Earth was subjected to the Great Filter, 5 mass extinction events, but nevertheless evolved complex creatures. What if all habitable planets were hit with killer asteroids, scorched by solar flares, torn apart by geological upheavals, seared by supernova blasts or gamma ray burst radiation, and that all the words only Earth successfully heard. Yeah, see, that's like the winning the lottery theory. That's like, oh, only Earth made it. They're all getting just bombarded by astronomical cosmic hellfire. Like, again, that's sort of like the we're better than everybody else, or we got luckier. And it's like, there's
Yeah.
like a zillion.
Kind of how the universe
Again, getting back to like if we have 7 or 8 planets, that means
More better than everybody.
yeah. I don't like that. Like I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah. The next, I don't know. The Great Silence hypothesis posits that advanced beings who belong to a Type 3 civilization on the Kardashev scale, able to harness the energy output of a whole galaxy, simply do not reach out to insignificant carbon-based humans. Why bother with Type 0? Bipeds? Is that what this is? It's really blurry. I think that's what
You
it
know,
says.
I love how we can't fact check these theories. Like we can, but I don't.
This is one of the ones I think I remember liking, the early birds theory. Earth had a head start. In a study,
just
Dr.
theories.
Peter Peruzzi said that compared to all the planets that will ever form in the universe, the Earth is actually quite early. The last star will burn out 100 trillion years from now, and 92% of planets are yet to be born. We are the first, but not necessarily the last. I like that open-endedness of that one. I remember reading,
I have thought
and I
about
like
that
that. Like, we weren't the first planet, but we were one of the earlier ones. We developed. It's just a time thing. Time has elapsed enough for us to adapt, develop, destruct,
Yeah.
adapt. You know, the whole circle of life thing. You know,
Yeah.
grow and then burn down, and grow and then burn down. And
It's actually
Yeah.
interesting to like watch the evolution of Earth, like on a timeline compared to like the space timeline,
Mhm.
and we're like not even into a minute of like a time.
Yeah.
If you pull everything out and you
And
look at how long the
numbers-
Earth has been, and we're like a second, like a millisecond, and Earth's like 1 second. We're like
Yeah.
we're not really.
But that's getting in the direction that I like. It leaves it very open-ended, and it's like, we're not the first, we won't be the last, we're
And
not
who
the
knows
only
if there's
ones.
other universes, like parallel universes and stuff like that, like
The multiverse.
Spider-Verse.
Basically, we have a long way to go and a lot more searching to do. Today has barely scratched the surface of the radio universe.
That would be dope if there's superheroes in another parallel universe.
Can we write one of these? Because we could have done a better job than that doctor saying,
We've had-
well, you know
Okay.
what? They just didn't make it.
My theory is I just leave it to like the it's like that one of those rules or phenomenons of like if you know if you can think it exists kind of thing, where I think if we exist, then some other advanced life
That's the
form
thing,
or
like-
race has to exist. We can't be exclusive. It's less likely that we're exclusive, we're one of one, than we're one of, like you were talking about, a 1% variation. There's no way we're the only 4-limbed, big-brained, frontal-lobed. Like the cosmos is like space is huge.
Yeah.
You get all the stars, and all those rocks, and all those things. And they got water and creatures on them. You look at the ocean, how many different? So it's like you take the ocean, you just put it up there, and it's the sky. It's like, well, if there's a zillion life forms in the ocean, from everything as basic as like a sea cucumber to like something intelligent like a dolphin, then who's to say there's? I just don't think.
Don't hate them little sea cucumbers down
No.
there.
I just don't think we're
Have
the
you ever
only.
touched one? You ever?
I bet you have touched a sea cucumber
I
too.
have, in the ocean.
Well, I'd hope it was in the
I
ocean.
think I stepped on
Snorkeling.
flounder or some slimy flatfish thing one time, and I.
Probably a stingray.
Dude, I felt my heart, or it might have been a manta or some kind of stingray or something, and my heart jumped
Yeah.
out of my mouth. But yeah, I just, well, bottom line, I'm very open-minded with a lot of things like we've talked about before outside of the show and on the show with ghosts and other supernatural things. There is some stuff where I'm like, no. But a lot of stuff, extraterrestrial life forms, we're not the only advanced life forms. Ghosts, other entities, I'm very open to, I believe in. I don't have given excitement out of choosing to believe in it. I just think, why be closed-minded and think we're the only... nah.
Like, have you... Like,
Not
if
that
you
long
think-
ago there was dinosaurs, and they're a lot different than
Yeah.
us.
If you think about it, like your existence, like when you came to where you could actually remember things and like new things were happening around you. If you think about like how that even exists, like us knowing what's happening in the universe, like the knowing aspect of it, like you see what I'm saying?
So like, there's a lot of things. So like the reason we can figure things out is because we know what question to ask,
Yeah.
right? So we want to know what it is, so we ask a question, right?
Yeah.
And then we follow that up. But if you don't even know the question to ask, that's what's scary,
yeah,
right? It's like, have you ever thought about something where you're like, I need to know something, but I don't know the question?
yeah.
And you're like, oh, and you're just sitting there and you're processing it, and you're like, yeah.
But like even like the actual existence of our own thoughts and questions and words and things that can happen, like that just in general, like walking exists, like running exists, movement exists, matter exists, air exists, like
What do
the
you
activities you do exist. I'm just going off something that I think about, but like if those things exist, like there has to be something somewhere else that exists too, like things in my mind, anything could be possible out there.
But we're made up of the
Yeah, that's kinda where
the
I'm at.
same 5 atoms or particles that everything else in the universe is made
That's
up
what I'm
of.
saying. So everything's kind of just a variety. It's like back
Yeah.
in school when you looked at statistics and combinations, you're like, it's the same 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, just in different order.
It's the same thing,
Just
but different.
rearranged. And
The same,
the genome,
but different.
all the genes, the chromosomes, everything. It's just look at how many 7 billion people, or roughly.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm an extra one, so I'm special.
But that's the thing, is they're taking the same recipe, it's like 10 ingredients, but if you rearrange them a certain way exponentially, that's why 7 billion people. It's not like everybody has vastly different genes. It's just, but yeah, I just think I don't really believe in like exclusivity too much. Like,
This is a really stupid one. Dinosaurs never existed. Yes, they do. There's fossils.
Bro, where do we get our oil from?
Yeah, no.
see, that's like one of those things where I'm a little more closed-minded, where it's like I've been to countless museums since
Yeah.
I was a kid where I got to touch the bones, and you know, sometimes you got to go with what you can touch and see for yourself. And I've seen enough dinosaur bones that I'd like to believe belong to bigger creatures. You know, and it kind of is like, well, maybe there's bigger human beings before us too. Like if creatures were bigger,
You mean the Yeti?
or what they call them, the
The old Sasquatch. Bigfoot.
oh, there's a word for the big. It's like there's a theory or conspiracy or whatever you want to call it. There's a Nephilim, yeah, giant people. So I feel like if there used to be like now a bearded dragon, like my little pet bearded dragon's this big, but if you go back however many millions of years, like a bearded dragon was
Was a dragon size.
it was probably the size of this table.
Mm-hmm.
And so the Nephilim, it's kind of like offspring of the sons of God and the daughters of men, and basically they were like giant people. And at first you're like, oh, that's some crazy biblical weird kooky, but it's like, well, if we had bigger reptiles or animals or birds, then why couldn't people have been bigger too? And who's to say in 10 million years we won't all be 2 inches tall? So does it sound loony? Yeah, but look at people used to be shorter, now we're taller. So
Do you know about Planet 9?
I remember it being brought up whenever I was. Yeah.
Like Planet 9 will kill us. That's what a lot of people think. But like, is Planet 9 like almost like the planet that this kid just found, or like,
No, Planet 9 is. It's similar to us.
It says a newly discovered planet could destroy Earth as soon as this month. The news. No, how?
Well,
How?
think of how often.
What was this thing posted?
How's a
Does it
planet
go-
gonna kill someone?
Well, regularly, if you go, like, you know how every now and then you're surfing around news articles or online, you
Yeah.
see like, you know, NASA or the Air Force or somebody finds like, oh, we nearly avoided a meteor. It happens more than they want to publicize because they realize
see.
people would get all nervous if they were like, every day we're like, hey, we avoided 18 asteroids by this much.
No, they think it's because the planet will throw stuff from its create. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
But
yeah.
so if they really talked about, like, think of it like we're like a ball going in space and there's a lot of shit flying around. So
Yeah.
it's like statistically something's got to bump into something. It'd be like
Yeah.
standing in front of a tennis ball machine, the thing that shoots tennis balls. Eventually one of them's gonna hit you.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's kind of weird that something hasn't smashed into us in a while. Because if you believe that one smashed into the earth and wiped out the dinosaurs, which is better than 0% chance, if that's collision course logically is possible, then another one's going to hit us at some point too. It's
Yeah,
just
but we
weird that
have-
one hasn't in a while.
We have like big rockets that go out there and blow them
Yeah,
up.
which is good. We like that. Yeah. Air Force is cool. NASA's cool. Blow them up because I'd like to live like a little bit longer. But yeah, no, stuff's constantly flying in and around and up and down and in. Like stuff probably does collide or fragment or shrapnel or brush
Burns up
against
in
the
our
earth.
atmosphere.
But it's not. By the time it gets to the earth dirt level where we're all existing, it's probably just it's like sand.
Wait, did a meteor or an asteroid, I can't remember the proper term, hit Russia a few years ago?
Yeah, but
You remember that?
Remember
the
that
difference
there was a
between
video
meteor-
of something hitting Russia.
There's
It
a
was an asteroid.
An
yeah.
asteroid, something literally hit Russia. Are we talking about the same thing?
Yes, and like
It's on
everyone,
video.
and everyone's kind of like, well, it's first of all,
Yeah, it's on
it's
video.
Russia, so the fact that they probably were just like, you know what, it's gonna be okay. So someone had to be like, hey guys, you got this thing, it's gonna land over here, and maybe they just, I mean, like, how do you, what happened there? Someone fell asleep on the computer, or Russia didn't care, and it's probably highly possible that Russia didn't care. Like, you know what, we have so much desolate land. Anyway, it wasn't like,
do you know how cool it would be if we can ever figure out how to travel as fast as light?
Like,
oh, SpongeBob can. Do you want to see me do it again?
you want to see me do it again? Yeah. Krakatoa, baby.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. The Simpsons apparently can go to the future, so.
I think a lot more. This is getting.
That's a fun conspiracy. We talk about that forever. To
I
say.
do think there's more technology. I believe in like the trickle down theory and that basically the rolling control, like they bottleneck how much trickles to us. I believe that a lot more technology has already been invented, and this is a big controversial one I've talked to a couple people about. I think there's more that's been invented than we're currently can access and use. Like right now, we're at the peak of modern science, modern tech. This is basically a supercomputer in a small package. Like we're there, we're doing good. But I think we're way ahead, and they're just not
No, yeah, we have
releasing
to
it
do.
to the masses.
We have to because I mean, look at the
to
International Space
trickle,
Station.
they trickle it down when it's safe and tested, and they're like, all right, we're not going to get overthrown. Like the mass stupid people, everybody, normal people with average bell curve IQ can play with this now. I think they come out with something, and then like 10 to 15 years later, they kind of start to like, okay, here.
Well, I think they discovered a use for it, like X-ray. It wasn't used for medical purposes. It was used for.
What was
something.
X-ray used for?
Oh,
X-rays?
Yeah,
Yeah, it wasn't.
Like,
it wasn't.
Probably like.
No, it wasn't.
I genuinely don't know. I
Did
always
it
thought
start
was,
in? I think it started in airports. I think they developed it for,
for what they're using it for now.
or maybe it was developed.
Were first used on a military battlefield during a war to find bullets and broken bones inside patients.
Okay, so
So it did have a medical.
Yeah.
so and then they used it for airports where they
Yeah.
can run.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
I think that's right.
Um,
Yeah.
But what I'm getting at is like I think like the smartphone.
Or was it microwave? Was it the microwave? I think the microwave
Probably.
system wasn't used for food. It was used for something else.
That's like accidental. I'm talking about what we know versus what's already been invented. Like I feel like I have a hunch that the smartphone was developed
Yeah,
or
microwaves-
designed like 20 years ago, like 90s. But we didn't really start getting it till like early. Like once they were like, all right, can we let everybody have access to like something light speed in their hand like this? Is it gonna like topple the world? Like computer? Like I feel like I don't really have a stance on it. But to give you just an example, like time travel, there's people who are like, no, and there's people like, definitely, it's real. Like, what I'm getting at is I don't really have a stance, I'm not sure how I feel about it, but like time travel, maybe probably has been invented. We can't know about it yet. We can't access it yet.
It
kinda-
was just the microwave was used for heating business products and stuff. For,
I just
That
think
makes
stuff
sense.
gets invented before we know about it.
yeah.
So when stuff comes out and we're like told this is brand new, or the new Apple whatever, or the new, like there's a new device. Have you seen the commercial for the little yellow ball that's got a camera on it that's gonna follow you around your house and like help you with errands and chores around the house thing? But it's like spying on you. There was an ad. I forget. I saw it the other day.
That's creepy.
It's one of the new home devices,
Was it
Alexa
close?
thing. It's a Google. It's like a yellow ball and it's gonna roll around the house. It has a camera and you can talk to it. And be like,
How does it get upstairs?
I don't know, dude. Boston Dynamics is probably gonna rig it and then make it like kill you in your sleep. But what I'm getting at is, I feel like when
Not everyone has stairs in the
I
house.
feel like everybody's a little brainwashed. Everybody's a little brainwashed, and they're told like when a new piece of tech comes out, like if this model of such and such headphones, sound canceling, whatever, brand new, Bose just came out with this. There's no way they just came up with this. This has been in the works for 5 or 10 years.
Well, yeah.
But that's the thing is like people think they're getting like the cutting edge access to like new tech, and it's like, no, dude, like UFOs been around for what? You know, they it's a proven thing that a bunch of Nazi former scientists and engineers basically traded sides after the war, and they came over and they worked for American Aerospace and like the Air Force and stuff, and they developed like projects and aircrafts that like you can Google like Nazi scientists developing aircraft with American engineers and scientists after the war. We basically were like, you guys are really good at making stuff we've never seen, and even though you guys are the bad guys, like on the down low, come over here and work for us, and we're gonna make some sweet like under the radar UFO type stuff, Blackbird type stuff.
Yo, I did not
You
know
can Google
this.
that though. Like we literally used Nazi scientists after the World War
Yeah.
to develop aircraft that still most people don't know. It's like Area 51 stuff. It's totally like space age aircraft.
Well, we
More or
did the
less
same thing
UFOs.
with the atomic bomb.
Foreign scientists, not our stuff.
Iron
but-
Man.
Hydrogen. Was hydrogen first, or was it the atomic?
I don't know, but America, if they're good at anything, American military is good at being like, all right, you can make something that's a really good weapon. Come on over here, and
Yeah.
we'll make sure you're taken
We'll
care
give you
of.
the money. You do
Yeah,
it.
we like weaponizing stuff, and if we can't figure it out, we like getting people to trade sides to come and do it. And a lot of people don't realize that. They're very patriotic, and they're like, no, American. It's like a lot of our technology that's erased places off the face of the earth has been developed.
We're losing
Different
a lot
people.
of viewers right now. You
Yeah.
know how many die-hard America around here is? If it ain't Chevy Ford, which isn't.
I drove a Chevy here tonight. We can talk about that. I'm driving an Impala, a rental car.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Driving a rental car.
When do you get yours back?
That's one of
Oh, by
my
the way,
rates.
his nickname is Crash because he wrecked his car.
Yes.
He ran off into a ditch.
Yes.
I have
But
a
I'm getting
picture
too
of that.
dark on my first podcast where I'm hopefully going to stay in it and it's not going to get erased.
I think I have a picture.
I think we'll be
Or
alright.
do you have a picture?
I do have pictures.
You should bring one up on there.
I don't have them on my computer.
Send to email or Facebook.
Okay.
or
We'll do
something,
that. Okay.
But yeah, I drove a
we
Chevy
can do
here
that while we're
tonight.
talking.
I drove an Impala here tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's,
But-
it's okay.
Um,
Got really bad traction.
do you have any
control.
like weird conspiracy theories
Oh yeah, tons.
about existence?
About what do you mean existence? That's like a philosophical question.
Like-
about existence.
Like how everything came
Do
to
we really exist? Are you a figure of imagination? Am I crazy?
Could be. Like, have you ever thought about like if
No,
you're
that's
dreaming?
interesting. Okay, so fish developing some kind of dexterity in their fins / legs, or early type of a leg to walk on.
Yeah.
Because this is where we get muddy with like the religion versus science.
Yeah.
Do you believe at some point, way before we existed, fish developed the dexterity in their fins to basically do what was legs before they were legs and
I want to
walk on
pause.
land?
I'm gonna pause and hold you there. I passed a school that was like it was here locally. It was like the Christian Science school,
Christian
like were they like a Christian Science or science and Christianity school or something, or religion and science. Anyway, I think it's cultish. That's kind of crazy. Look it up.
What's cultish?
That
Christian Science?
Christian Science school.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
So it's kind of weird, and it had two. It had two billboards. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't, like it said the same thing, but it was two of them, and I didn't. I was like, what? And it was here locally. It was in. Yeah, I was like, what in the?
That's weird. Two billboards?
Yeah, right there on top of each other.
Why?
You know what?
Subliminal messaging. That's what it is.
Hey, how does Casey said she can see
It's on
Quentin's
my-
Instagram live, but not the podcast Instagram live?
Oh, it's on the D. Oh, it might not be going. I'll check.
What is the Dream Extreme?
Podcast. Yeah.
Check.
Yeah, what
Did
is
you
it?
not press live or did it time
Yeah.
out? Because the time's out.
No, it's still going.
What's the name of the Dream Extreme one?
Dream Extreme podcast.
What's the name of the Dream Stream podcast?
Yeah.
Dream Stream podcast.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I passed that school, and I like the. I think science and religion they don't. You know,
Where is this? Greenville,
it was in Anderson. It was. don't know. It was probably in an area where it would make sense.
Yeah. Anderson's a weird spot for something like that.
Right.
I was thinking like probably.
It wasn't in Greenville. It was in Anderson.
Are you sure?
No, because like you can't trust your memory. We can talk about these things all day. You can't trust your memory. You know, science and religion, aliens, conspiracies. But this is a good time for our sponsor,
We don't have a
Our unofficial sponsor.
our unofficial sponsor,
Our unofficial sponsor. We do need a sponsor.
who is Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can even say that. I think we can.
Unofficially.
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 My preference to rehydrate is my beverage must be cold. Quentin. Not.
Dude, warm soda is not fun.
Also, I think the Coke in a glass bottle is way better. And I also prefer Coca-Cola Life because it's made with stevia. So you get the fresh, refreshing flavor of Coca-Cola but sweetened with stevia. And it's in a glass bottle, and it's green, and it's wonderful.
Yeah.
It's called Coca-Cola Life. Check it out, people.
Coca-Cola.
We do need a sponsor though, for real. Anyone that wants to. That
Well,
would be great.
Coca-Cola.
Because
Whatever you're doing right now, I know you're watching and listening.
Coca-Cola's listening to us. Yeah, right.
I will drink 50 cans of Coke in a row if they want to pay us to do this.
50 cans of Coke in a row. You
Dude,
might
remember
buy.
being a teenager though? When
Wait,
you,
how many ounces is that? 12 times 50.
50 times 12, or yeah, it's
How many ounces?
600 roughly.
Alright.
That's,
Yeah.
that's doable.
Yep.
That's doable.
There's a ghost in the room.
But do you remember being a teenager when you'd like to be hanging at your buddy's place or having a sleepover playing video games and like way before alcohol has like entered your life in any form? Like you 14, 16, whatever, like you
Yeah.
just pound sodas. And somehow none of us have diabetes.
Or die.
Yeah.
Like none of us developed that. Dude, like the amount of Mountain Dews we put down is like
Just the amount of caffeine.
horrendous. And then never lost any teeth and don't have diabetes.
Yeah.
Shocking. Like we'd eat like dinner and then have like 2 bowls of Captain Crunch and like 35 Mountain Dews. And then,
Not to mention the candy and the gum we chew on.
Dude.
Dude, I eat so much junk food.
It's
now.
a
I'm not a diabetic. I got checked today. So.
you got checked today. Were you worried about it or you just got checked
No,
for
they
something
have
else?
to. I have yearly blood tests for the military.
Oh, okay.
Type stuff. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Shocking.
Yep. I'm all good. I'm clean.
Good. You're clean. Talk about it like you're like off drugs. Like I don't have the diabetes. I'm
I
clean
am
for another
sober
year.
from diseases. I'm sober from diseases.
That's good.
I'm
Definitely
not
don't
quite
have
sure if
diseases.
that's terminology that we would use.
What is the opposite of disease-ridden? Disease-free?
There's a commercial. Oh,
Clean.
jeez. It's I don't know if it's on like national TV, but it was definitely on YouTube. No, it was. I don't know. Anyway, and it's for people that have like it's for males who don't want to go to a doctor and say, hey, I have erectile dysfunction, herpes, hepatitis, things like that, right? And so they have a doctor that's online that you can talk to, and he's a real doctor, and you talk to him via text or like a phone call or email, right?
Mhm.
And then he'll just send you a bunch of prescriptions for like erectile dysfunction and
I get that, but I think a lot of people need
Hair
to
loss.
realize, like, your doctor doesn't care. It's what they do for work. It's like when I was an EMT, like, people are like so like, oh, don't read my paperwork. And it's like, I'm going to forget your, whatever I read about your prolapsed butt or whatever in like 20 minutes when I'm eating Wendy's and bitching about my boss. Like, people are like, oh, when you go to your doctor and be like, hey, I got something on my junk and I need to know if it's a problem. Dude, like, you know what I mean? Like, everybody's been there at some
Right.
point where you're like, hey, I have like a thing that's like, I don't know if it's an ingrown hair or whatever. And it's just like, hey, dude.
app that you just scan it with and then send it in and
Like,
And it's a lot easier,
like a great
right?
checkout. Boop, is this an STD or not? No, but like for real, people get so nervous and they don't realize like your doctor totally doesn't care. It's literally their job. They look at junk all the time and they're gonna be like, yes, that's a problem, or no, that's like a just put some Neosporin under it, or like hey, or like hey, make sure you shower more often. That's like a rash because you're sweaty at the gym and you didn't shower it. Like 95% of the time, people are like, oh, I don't want to go. It's like that's what your doctor does. He'll just
That
say
would be
yes or
really
no. Here's what you do.
right. But why would I have
If
to
you
go to?
Google it, you're gonna get all sorts of weird answers, and you're not gonna be like.
First of all, if you Google it,
Cancer is the
You-
It's always an STD or cancer,
and
and
you
then when you
have
go to the
cancer.
doctor, it's like, nah, dude, that's it. Nah, it's an
you haven't
ingrown
been drinking
hair.
enough water, or you've had too much sodium. I don't.
But I get what you're saying. Everything is more automated and online and accessible. Like you don't have to go places as much for stuff, which is
And you're not
interesting.
embarrassed.
Yeah.
Everything is being Uberized. Everything is being Amazonized, where it's just you dial it right up. It's on demand. You don't have to. Like a lot of people and the comedians joke about how in like 10 years or so, you're never gonna have to leave your house, which is kind of sad.
I mean, I never thought about buying a car online and having it.
I don't like the idea of buying a car online, and that's happening to Carvana and all that stuff. Like,
Like,
to like buy it right online and never. I don't like that at all. As a car guy, I need to sit in that car, drive it, crawl around in it, smell it, read the face of the salesman
Lick
or the
it.
manager. Like, I like the people one. When I go to the dealership, like
I hate going to a dealership.
you should never buy a car just sight unseen, click online. Dude.
Yeah, but they'll come pick it up.
I do a ton of research on cars online. I love to look at cars online, but every car I've ever owned and will ever own, I'm going to go see it, feel it, drive it, look at it, listen to it, the whole nine, diagnose that thing, get a gut feeling for it. There's so many, like, what other stuff should you not buy
Online,
just without ever seeing or touching it?
a wife.
A wife? That's
Millions of people do it every week.
a what?
I think that's definitely should be number one.
It should be top of the list, dude. I'd rather buy a car online than a wife online. Oh my god, you want to talk about ruining your life so fast. Dude, imagine that. Like 4 to 6 weeks and she shows up at your door and she's just like a nightmare and you're like, there's no refund policy on this, dude. There's no return label on this.
That would be crazy if that would be prostitution. That's the return.
Okay, so don't buy a wife online. Don't buy a car online.
Prostitution.
That's definitely a big market that we're not going to.
An economist would approve it.
No, they wouldn't.
Yes, they would. An economist would approve it because it would make money. People would
That's
buy
called
it.
human trafficking.
Yeah, but that's economists are.
I don't
They're
think
human trafficking economists.
unmoral economists.
Do you think
Yeah.
prostitution should be legal?
No,
while
it
we're on
should
the
not
topic?
be.
I think
actually
it
a
is a
person should be
debatable-
able to do what they want to do.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
So, for example, red light district in Amsterdam. Yeah or no? Bad or good?
See,
Should be
here's my
allowed or
thing.
not?
Mm.
I think that it. I mean,
I think human trafficking
That's a hard
is
topic.
bad, but somebody on their own free will, fully accountable, conscientious, like a normal, free, independent man or woman, if you were like, hey, on the side, I want to go meet up with people for sexual favors, and they can figure out a way to do it safely, clean, no venereal, that's just a side income,
well, you have these high level escorts.
go for it.
But then we're talking about weed.
But
Yeah.
human
Yeah.
trafficking, forced prostitution, all that sort
No,
of hell no,
right.
obviously.
But then drugs are going to come into play, and then
Yeah.
everyone's going to get violent.
Yeah, but see,
and-
drugs
Like,
are
bad
another
prostitution-
resource humans aren't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, just prostitution, like, just being like, oh, just for money, like, dude, go for it, man.
I think.
It's your body, your money, man. You know? As long as you're not hurting anybody. That's kind of I have a libertarian view on a lot of stuff. Like as long as you're not hurting anybody.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I feel about a lot of
There
stuff.
don't have to be like strong regulations. It'd have to be taxed because that's the only way governments really care is can we tax it?
So we're
And you
talking
might not,
about.
and
you have to be
healthcare- your
tested.
Healthcare might be hard.
Okay,
to
so
get.
I was just talking like under the table, but you're talking like full on regulated, like above board W-2, like profession, occupation,
That's
like
what you
sexual.
Right. I thought that's where the topic was
I
sitting.
mean,
at.
damn. Do you think we'll ever get there?
No. Are you kidding me? Not in the United States.
No.
Not even on a state level. We'll ever
Never
be
get
discussed.
It's like that scene in Blade Runner, the new Blade Runner with what was his name? The guy, the blonde guy who's in Drive. The blonde actor. He's in Blade Runner.
Owen
Blade
Wilson.
Runner. Oh, Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, Gosling, where he has
yeah.
like the virtual like Japanese housewife, and he like bop, and it like follows him through the house.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, they do have robots.
That will be a thing. That's definitely probably already a thing in Japan, or like will be in like 2 years.
Yeah.
Japan is so far ahead on all that weird virtual tech stuff. Like a virtual wife that follows you around the house. I'm telling you, dude. Ugh. I mean, we're already there. 2020. People are banging dolls, robots, talking dolls.
All right.
It's getting
All right,
weird.
all right. Yeah, it's getting weird.
It's getting weird, man.
Yeah. Speaking of that,
It's a great time to be alive.
Also,
we're getting close to wrapping up.
things that we should talk about a lot.
Yeah. We're getting pretty close to wrapping up, but we should
What other things
don't
we buy online?
we should get back where we were. Huh?
Oh, we've already hopped off the conspiracy
What
train.
things do we buy offline?
No, what things should
Should you
you
not?
not buy? All right, so
Drugs.
companionship. Well,
You don't know where the drugs are coming from. Might be poisoned.
That's true.
Yeah.
you can buy multivitamin online all the time.
Yeah, but not
Yeah, you meant
prescription
illicit
drugs.
substances, or right? Yeah, I know what you meant.
Yeah.
I know what you
Yeah.
meant. That's
Yeah.
true. I buy stuff once. I used to when I worked.
I wish you could buy alcohol online.
I think you
They-
can.
See, someone told me that, and I tried it in
can.
South Carolina. Won't
Never
allow
tried
it.
I like put my. That's another thing. I like to go to the store and put my hand because like I'm a browser. I don't like. Sometimes I go to the store and I'm like I'm definitely getting a pack of whatever or a bottle of. But like 8 out of 10 times I'm like I'm gonna get something to drink. But I like to be able to like mood like. I don't like to. I like putting
But
my hand on stuff.
if I find something I like a good beer or a whiskey, it would be easier for me just to go.
If it's a go-to and you know you're gonna
Right.
reorder, yeah, that'd be cool. There's definitely a way to, because like some liquor stores, I remember back home there was one that would deliver.
Right, it was called like Drizzy.
No, well, but I've heard of them.
Right, but they don't do it in South Carolina. South
I've heard
Carolina
of them.
does
But
not
I had
allow
a
it.
one-off, just a one regular local liquor store, and they happened to deliver.
But you can buy all the parts for a firearm and have it shipped to your house
Yeah,
and
that's
assemble it
true.
yourself.
Yes,
Yeah.
you can. Yes, you can. Another thing, I like to feel I wouldn't do that. I don't think I'd do that. Well, maybe, yeah. If I got really into like wanted to build something, but I'm not that.
Can you buy tobacco online?
Yeah.
I think so.
We have to be 21 now.
If you can buy vape
But
stuff
when they deliver,
online,
you gotta have your ID.
Right, so why can't we do it with
Yeah.
alcohol?
if you can buy vape stuff online, then you can probably.
Yeah,
buy
you can order
tobacco.
box wine and alcohol. You can.
I've never been able to get beer
You can.
online.
Yeah, you can order beer, and there's special websites for it. You can't just go to Amazon and order it, but
Well, if you could.
I mean, I order vape juice and stuff online. So.
So cars, wives,
Meat.
Space.
meat.
Meat.
We have like Omaha steaks and
I
stuff.
don't like their food.
But I think it's packaged.
That's been a thing for a while. That was the first like meat delivery service I ever knew of.
Well,
That-
me and my wife use HelloFresh. We get 3 meals a week.
yeah, that's pretty cool. But that
HelloFresh, if you
Omaha
want to
steak
sponsor us,
thing.
that would be dope.
Yeah, and I like to cook, so for real.
Yeah, he'll
if anybody,
cook it.
I will
Keith's Kitchen.
send us HelloFresh
Sponsor
stuff,
for
and I
Keith's
will
Kitchen.
cook it, and we will let you know how it is. I'll do.
Sponsor for Keith's Kitchen.
Game on. I'll eat it.
Yeah.
I'll join. I'll get my own subscription to HelloFresh, and I'll cook at home.
That would be awesome.
Mark my word. If anybody wants to sponsor,
That's-
I will set up right here, and we'll cook HelloFresh every podcast once a week.
That would be good.
That would be fun.
really cool.
Actually, that would be fun.
Yeah.
Sponsor or not.
Yeah. And the food's free. Oh yeah, I'd eat it.
Yeah,
Well,
meat online. I would not buy meat online. I don't like that. Mm-mm.
Free food.
Chicken,
Really cool.
steak, burgers, shrimp, and Crocs. If this isn't,
Mainly enough.
if this isn't style, I don't want to know what style is.
That's right. That's right.
I like going back to conspiracy theories. I like talking about like murders and stuff.
I just watched a cool.
The murder stuff.
Yeah.
I'm so
It was called The
so indifferent
Staircase?
to murder crime stuff. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't even know why I work in law enforcement. I so don't care.
You ended up.
I'm super indifferent to like any kind of. I probably shouldn't work in it because it's like doesn't interest me at all. But yeah, we did have that shooting around the corner the other day at work.
Yeah.
Well, not at work, but we saw.
Remember,
it.
I saw it. I thought
We saw
it
it
was
while
chase.
working.
I thought it was being chased, but it
Without
was,
talking about work too much, that was interesting. We live in an area where there's a lot of shootings. Unfortunately, it's sad.
Yeah. There's a lot of shootings everywhere now, though. Sadly enough.
I mean, there's more here than where I came from. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Where I came from in Massachusetts, like a shooting would be a big deal. It would be.
How do you get a gun in
big.
here?
Big. No, well, everyone's got. I mean, people. I had like 5 guns at one time in Massachusetts. Like, it's not like nobody owns guns. We have guns in Mass, but a shooting, like just in the street, would be like in the suburbs would be like, well, fucking. Excuse my language, a big deal. Whereas here, it's like every week.
I think
It's like every week.
I mean, it would be that'd be a conversation for another day
Yeah.
about why crime and poverty relate.
I'd be down for that because they're high here. I feel like realistically, I hear of a shooting here every few weeks, which is a lot.
I like how he picks the inopportune moments to do this. Like, not even like when we're talking about buying a wife online and not doing it. He just picks inopportune moments to just video us.
He looks so deep in thought. my teeth look white. Orbit.
First of all,
Hey, Orbit, sponsor me.
I was watching. I don't think Orbit even makes gum anymore.
Well, all I know is my dental cleaner used to say I have Orbit teeth like they have in the commercial, which is.
You remember that they would eat like
That's so zoomed in.
like pots of soil and then chew a piece of gum
Yeah.
and their teeth would be white.
Yeah.
Anyway,
My
I
teeth
was
aren't that white, but they look white on camera.
It's dope.
Mine are kind of yellow because I drink like caffeinated garbage and alcohol.
watching Hell's Kitchen season 17, and there was a guy named Benjamin, and you resemble him. You're more handsome than he is.
Okay.
Benjamin?
Benjamin, look him up right now. Right now. He didn't win, unfortunately. He was a good show. Benjamin Hill's
I
Kitchen.
do watch a lot of cooking shows. This is actually one of the shows I don't watch much of. I've seen
Season
snippets here
17.
and there. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah. He's not. Yeah, I'm better looking than he is.
Yeah, but you just, I can.
He looks like a fucking potato.
You know what? Maybe we can go.
Put a finger down if you've kissed.
Really
What are we-
TikTok.
What are we doing?
TikTok.
What are we?
TikTok. Oh god.
No, I'm just kidding. We ain't doing that right now.
Put a finger down if we what? Never have we ever.
Yeah, I think that's what that was. I wasn't about to do that one.
Um,
We gotta create an account on that junk and figure out what we're gonna do on it. Like, how we're gonna use it. You only get 60 seconds, 15 seconds in live. That's it. I don't think there's like a picture option.
we can throw them out the window.
Yeah, we could throw them out the window. You have to throw me out the window if there's
I haven't had dinner and it's like 8:30.
I
Yeah,
am starving.
yeah. I tried to. We're already.
Listen, if somebody wants to
Yeah,
sponsor us, I'll throw myself out the window. All right. Make it worth me coming over here because these two are terrible company.
I'm offended.
I'm offended too.
Shoot.
Anyways, guys,
I was still thinking about things you should
you
buy
wrapped it up.
online.
You wrapped it up. You wrapped it up.
You
I
wrapped
suck
it
at
up.
wrapping it up.
Giggity.
Yeah, you got a kid. We know.
Oh, Jesus.
Alright, well,
And on that bombshell.
I don't think I can say anything to that.
Yeah, he said, well,
Like and subscribe, please.
In summary, believe in aliens.
Yeah.
remember, no lemon, no melon.
We want to keep doing this. We want to do it more often.
Don't buy your cars or your girlfriends or wives online if you can help it.
Yeah, don't buy your girlfriend
Keep an
online.
open mind.
Yeah. Craigslist, you can buy girlfriends online probably.
How would you know?
Because
Because.
because of the we were alright, so I was in the military, these guys were like looking up crazy things on Craigslist you can buy. And there was a person selling their baby.
Yeah.
That's
Selling their baby.
That happens more often than you
I'm
would
like,
realize. There's some couple down
that's
here.
what adoption is. See you later, fam. Peace out. No. See you next week.
Peace out, Girl Scout.
Now turn up.
Comfort.
First of all, your Crocs don't have holes in the top, so are they traditional Crocs?
No, they're like the holeless
Did you
ones.
see where Post Malone made Crocs?
I don't really like the Swiss cheese ones. I bought these when I worked at a vet clinic briefly, and I didn't want like the top open in case like any kind of fluid spilled and got into my socks, so I wanted the closed. But yeah,
Post Malone made Crocs. They sold out in like a minute.
I felt
Yeah,
like
they were
they're
a
like-
lot of money.
sometimes
They were
I
like
just-
120 bucks, and they're like the high train, extreme train, all train Croc, or something like that.
Yeah.
If I'm wrong,
yeah. I got surf and turf socks too. Any sock places brands want to sponsor me? I like wearing fun socks sometimes.
Well, I've got a full face of Jason tonight. Not all who's gonna get a full face of Jason.
I'm glad you suck at rapping it.
Now turn up.